New this morning on your Fast Track to 7, police need help determining exactly what led up to a deadly crash in Grand Forks. It happened just before 9 o'clock last night at 36th Avenue South and Columbia Road when a motorcycle collided with a pickup.
The motorcycle driver died, but the pickup driver was not injured. Now, if you witnessed this crash or have any information about it, police are asking you to contact them at 787-8000 or simply submit your tip on the Facebook page or their website. 2 people are dead after an Amish buggy collided with a car in Fillmore County, Minnesota. The sheriff says 2 others were taken to a Rochester hospital, but there's no word on their current conditions.
Part of the county road where it happened was shut down for a time overnight as deputies and state troopers investigated the crash in southern Minnesota. A Windham, Minnesota man being treated in the Twin Cities after losing both of his legs over the weekend in a farm accident. A GoFundMe page for 30-year-old Travis Muller says he was helping clean out a grain bin on Sunday when he fell into the auger up to his thighs.
Bystanders then were able to free him. He was flown to a Twin Cities trauma center where he is currently undergoing treatment. Friends are identifying one of the victims of a double murder-suicide in Roseville, Minnesota as John Tao, a 2-time gold medalist in the CPAC Takraw World Cup. That's a popular sport in Southeast Asia that resembles kick volleyball.
Police say he was one of 2 people killed at a Roseville apartment on Saturday before the suspect took his own life. Investigators now looking at hallucinogenic drugs as a contributing factor in the case. Fargo police want your help in finding a missing man. Take a look at your screen. 26-year-old Trevor Alderman had not been seen since Saturday night around 6.
Contact Fargo PD with any information on his whereabouts. Anonymous tips can also be submitted by texting the keyword Fargo PD and the number 847-411. Polls open in just a few minutes for West Fargo voters who are deciding a multi-million-dollar school referendum today. This is a live look at one of those polling locations. Now, the district is asking for $146 million in order to renovate and expand current buildings. This includes the newly built Heritage Middle School and Horace High School. The superintendent there says that there is a critical need for the projects in the growing school district.
And Beth Sleddy says they have added 400 to 600 students per year, and those schools are filling up fast. The referendum, though, has drawn some criticism from people who say the new schools should have been built bigger to begin with. The referendum does need 60% of the vote to pass.
Now, in total, 6 polling sites will be open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. in just under 10 minutes. A reminder, voters do need proof of your birth date and proof of your residency. Voters in Williston going to the polls today as well to decide whether or not to repeal a ban on pit bulls, the breed of dog within city limits.
The current law prohibits anyone from owning a pit bull unless you were registered prior to 1987. Petitioners say they want to remove the discriminating language toward that dog breed. However, Williston's mayor supports the old ordinance because of the case of a group of pit bulls attacking several people by an elementary school as recently as in 2019.
Time now for a look at our storm team forecast as we send things on over to meteorologist Lisa Green this morning. It's been a busy morning as we've been checking in on our live cams, huh, Lisa?
Yes, this morning it's been a foggy one. Temperatures cooled enough to see that fog form yet again overnight last night. We have a dense fog advisory for our counties in South Dakota. That's it for now. That's until 10 o'clock this morning. But there are areas where we have fog that's bringing our visibility down to 0. That's especially the case in eastern North Dakota. So here's a look at our visibility reports. Cavalier and Langdon, right up along the border area, have been struggling with low visibility. Cooperstown now starting to see our visibility drop less than a mile there. Over to the east, the one area that's been struggling a little more is over toward Bemidji. We're at 1.25 miles visibility there right now. We were less than a mile, so nice to see that improvement. I'm hoping that'll continue, but overall, eastern parts of our viewing area into Minnesota, the fog hasn't been as much of a factor, but you can see that we're near 0 or at 0 in places like Valley City, Gwinner, Oaks, still reporting some dense fog in those spots. So again, foggy start. Make sure those headlights are on even after that sun comes up in about 20 minutes or so. And just keep an eye out for folks out and about here this morning. Here's a look at our visibility. Not much going on here. We can just barely see a little bit of sunlight breaking through here in the upper right-hand corner of the screen. But other than that, it is on that foggy side in Fargo at 56 degrees. Wind is light. It's out of the north. Grand Forks also at 56 degrees with some quiet conditions conditions. The rain that we've had over the last several days has moved on. So out at the bus stop this morning, areas of fog. We're looking at conditions that are going to become more partly cloudy as we make our way into the afternoon as that fog lifts and temperatures getting into the 70s for kids heading home from school today. So looking pretty good once the fog lifts, and we'll just keep that going in the forecast for the week.
Yeah, but of course that fog pretty serious out there as kids wait for the bus stop, Lisa.
Yeah, something we always want to take seriously here during the morning hours. And yeah, you know, even after that sun comes up, it's still difficult to see vehicles coming down the road. So that's why we remind you to have your headlights and taillights on so folks can see you.
Yeah, good reminder. Thank you, Lisa.
The Onyx Bar and Grill in Moorhead says they've had problems getting their liquor license, that is until last night. City Council members have finally approved key components to the bar's business model.
The establishment's owners submitted an application for a liquor license months ago, but they were initially turned down because of multiple discrepancies and concerns over previous run-ins with police. Mayor Shelley Carlson encouraging the bar owners to keep a good relationship with the community and with Moorhead law enforcement. The city of West Fargo interviewing its 3 city administrator candidates today. The public is invited. They start at 9:30 this morning. They go to noon. Each finalist will have a public meet and greet with city staff and the public at City Hall. Kelsey Baker's meet and greet starts right at 9:30. Sean Kessel's 10:30 and Dustin Scott 11:15.
Then beginning at 2, each finalist will have a formal interview with the City Commission in the Commission chambers. Those interviews are scheduled until 5:30 p.m. It's been nearly 2 years since 15-year-old Nevaeh Kingbird went missing in October of 2021. And this week, family, friends, and the Bemidji community are still searching for answers. Valley News Team's Quinn Gorham gives us a look.
It doesn't get easier. I try my best to just try to move on with life and keep, her in my prayers and talk about her all the time.
2 years ago, Teddy Wind went through the unimaginable when her daughter Nevaeh went missing. Even with the passage of time, Wind says the wound is as fresh as ever, but she holds on to hope.
Sparked some more hope into me, and I'm hoping that we get some answers for every one of us, hopefully.
This week, more than 100 people will search an area of 150 acres over the course of 2 days. It's a big undertaking, but one with a huge amount of help.
It's incredibly encouraging seeing so many people. I think it's actually more people than I was anticipating, which is, what could be better? That's what you want to see, right?
The 13th search for Nevaeh, and one local law enforcement hopes can be the last.
We're optimistic that today's search will find clues and answers in these cases.
But even if the search is to continue, they say they're committed to finding answers about Kingbird's disappearance.
The collaboration amongst all the agencies present today is a testament to our steadfast commitment to find these children.
Reporting in Bemidji, I'm Quinn Gorham.
Search parties in that area also looking for signs of missing teen Jeremy Jourdain, who has not been heard from since Halloween of 2016. A former Minnesota lawyer accused of beating his wife to death in front of their 5 children has been evaluated as competent for court proceedings. Anders Odegaard's sentencing was delayed after a judge rejected his original guilty plea. Now, the victim's family was not notified of that plea agreement ahead of time, and that is required by state law.
Deputies were called to Odegaard's home in August of last year. That's where they found his wife, Carissa, with significant trauma to her head. She later died in a Fargo hospital. There may be some clarity coming for those who suffer or have suffered from long COVID. Scientists say they have found clear differences in the blood of people living with long COVID, a key first step in the development of a test to diagnose the illness.
And this reminder, free COVID tests are once again available. You can get your order by going to covidtests.gov. There is a limit per household, though. This year's drought is impacting a lot of farmers' crops. However, apple growers in the region say things aren't too bad for them. The only difference that you might notice, those apples a little bit smaller this year.
Droughts can lead to premature fruit ripening and dropping. That means there can be less fruit to pick after these hotter, drier summer months. Apples should still be red and delicious, though.
Yum, yum.
And we're nearing peak fall foliage in parts of North Dakota, but the lack of rainfall over our summer could change things up, especially the further north you travel. 36% of the state is in a drought currently, and experts say that causes stress on those trees, which could lead to an earlier and shorter window of peak color.
The North Dakota Department of Tourism has a list of some of the best places in the region to see the foliage, including state parks and scenic drives. Of course, Minnesota DNR, they have their fall color finder map as well, so go check that out. I was just at Glendalough State Park by Battle Lake yesterday, and there was still plenty of leaves that could be turned.
All
So,
right.
yeah, you still have time to get out there and enjoy it. Well, thank you for joining us here on the Valley today.
Yes, thank you so much for tuning in on your Tuesday morning. Have a wonderful day. My name's Ashlyn Hill.
And I'm Jordan Schreier. See you tomorrow.